You know, there's this saying, this phrase from Tokyo Ghoul Re that I would like to reiterate or just kind of phrase today. Did you want to be loved? Sometimes I think about that. Sometimes I think about that phrase. And it makes me ponder. Does anybody on this earth want to be loved? Or do we just want violence? Because lately, it seems as if it doesn't matter what a person's personality is like. It doesn't matter if a person typically has good intentions. If those good intentions are even slightly not in agreement with another person, regardless of if this other person knows the offender or not, then immediately they would like to resort to violence. To me, that's bizarre. I tend to think maybe, just maybe it could be
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up. I'll bring it to you. Okay? I got stuff to do.
Maybe it could be the fact that for generations, even ever since humanity had started, we always had a more higher violent nature than we ever did a charismatic nature, or a caring nature, a kind nature, a heartfelt nature. Heartfelt and kind being something that we were always capable of. Apparently, I think, in my eyes at least, from what I can understand, we might have always been more prone to becoming more and more violent in nature, because we express violence and violent tendencies more than we ever have anything else. You as the viewers, I want you to just sit and ponder that for a second. Does that sound strange to you? If your answer is no, then, well, for one, why? Please tell me in the comments. But also, what the fuck? No, I'm kidding. To be fair, I think it's okay to have different opinions. I think it's okay to have disagreements. I believe it's only right to express what makes us human, and that is showing that we are capable of different emotions, different feelings, different ideals. But well, I guess it's also one of those things is also different goals, but that would fall under ideals. Anyway, point is when I think about it too much, why is it that under situations where something has an alternative solution to prevent something from happening. God, I don't know if this would prevent me from ever making money on YouTube, but honestly, that's right, I don't care. I genuinely don't. I could probably set up a Patreon or something. But this is going to go into history a little bit. And this is going to be this might go on a tangent towards political and history combined a little bit. So just fair warning, if you're not into that, please click off the video or something, like, before I get to that. Just fair warning right now. Last night, this person I was friends with on an online game, he said that given the chance, he would also kill Hitler. Now, mind you, Hitler killed himself because he was backed into a corner, to be fair. Like, he was outnumbered or something at some point or whatever, I guess. Otherwise, why would he have... That's not the point. The point is Hitler killed himself, and people think, or people would also want, for some reason, for Hitler to have been killed. Don't get me wrong, I know what Hitler did, and I know how bad he was. I know how bad his following was. I understand that.
What's a salad without cheese?
But then you compare it to current day, how some people would want to see Trump go into prison, and then some people want to see him dead. I'd rather people be imprisoned if given the chance or the opportunity, and just rot away in a prison cell until the day they die naturally, instead of being, well, as one would call in current day, murked. That's the phrase people are going with right now, right? But let's be honest. Maybe I shouldn't go using current day slang. Either way, point is, I think about that sometimes, and I wonder if we had the option to take Hitler in, and also some of the highest potential people that would have likely tried to break him out with high amounts of success. If we had the chance to imprison Hitler and some of his people to prevent, you know, more people from dying than who, like, because obviously it would have taken time to surround him and capture him and stuff anyway. So but you know, people would have already been dead by the time such an option was presented anyway. But in order to prevent more from dying, there was always still the option of capturing him, in theory, and also capturing some people that would have a high likelihood of causing more harm and also a high likelihood of breaking Hitler out. In that same sense, people feel the same way about Trump. And the question I would have that I don't think I would ever understand the answers to. Of course, you could always leave your answers in the comments, and I'd be happy to read them. It's just more, in my own eyes, I don't think I would ever understand. I would understand the intent. I would understand the thought process. I'd understand why people would want such figures killed immediately rather than imprisoned and rotting away and then dying naturally of old age. I mean, hell, Trump's already almost there. That's besides the point. Point is, I would love to know a lot more people's vision on such things. But at the same time, part of me would feel wrong inside. I don't think I would get it. I'd get the gist, I just wouldn't get the point, if that makes sense. On top of that, people have heard the saying, violence makes more violence, for generations. We've seen evidence of that. We've seen people continuously, and still continue, to get more and more violent. More and more hateful. We're just letting this happen. We're tearing each other apart quite rapidly, actually, as a civilization. By the end of it, it'd be like a zombie apocalypse scenario, just without the zombies. There's going to end up being multiple factions of multiple people with like-minded ideals or goals. And the people that oppose those things would end up having their own faction or group of people that would go at war with each other. And on top of that, there would be multiple of these groups. It'd be like a cult thing. We're making cults of each other. Aggressive ones. Violent ones. Not ones that want to solve problems, but are actively okay with having them get worse. Or actively okay with standing by and finding out if they get worse. Meanwhile, we could prevent that. I know we could, collectively, but we don't. And I wonder to myself sometimes, because of that. This is gonna get a little bit depressing, and I'm sorry, but rightfully so. And I'd understand if YouTube takes this video down, but this is gonna get a little dark. But sometimes, thinking about that, and I mean really thinking about that, and how much worse it's gonna be in the future, if we're all at each other's throats and stuff anyway, and to that much of a degree, with it only getting worse, Is it worth... Is it even... Is it worth staying alive anymore? Is it worth being on this earth anymore? The pattern is there. The understanding is there. The willingness to not do anything about it is there. So the next step, obviously, is to continue just letting things go downhill. There is no making it better at this rate, is there? We've already fucked up. We've already gone beyond the point of fixing any of this. We're such a stenchful and hateful, unbelievably dark-minded? I don't know if that's the right word I should use. We're such a terrible, disgraceful society. Colonization. Humanity. That we don't agree on anything pretty much anymore. Friendships are impossible because now you have to fight for them in ways that people never really had to before. If you had a disagreement on something, it wasn't as serious. And likely it could be laughed off or forgotten about a little bit. And you'd just kind of still have a good friend. But that's not the case anymore. Because friends now, there's going to be some part of them you don't like, and truth be told, are quite distasteful in that way. And so you end up coming to the conclusion it's a better choice to just not have them as your friend instead of keeping them around to do more harm to you mentally later down the line. That shouldn't be how it is. But it is. This might be the longest rant. Well, no, this might be the longest ASMR video I tried to make. I didn't intend for this to be a ASMR / rant video, but here we are. Whoopsie. Anyway, I figured I'd just get that off my chest. This video might get taken down. Anyway, thank you all for watching, or at least listening, I guess, technically speaking. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.